Hello everyone. I am Dr. Pushpa, a professor in Department of Life Sciences, Indian Academy Degree College, Autonomous, Bangalore. I welcome you all to my session on natural resources. Today's session I am going to talk about what are the natural resources, what are the types of natural resources, and also how we can conserve the natural resources. So this natural resources comes under the environmental studies course, and in this we will highlight more about two types of resources, renewable and non-renewable. Imagine students, one morning we all wake up to the message of planet Earth, and there is a bill saying the air you breathe is rupees 1000 for one day. The water you drink, it is 500 per liter, and the sunlight and soil, it is priceless but no longer free. Isn't it strange? Yes, of course. It looks strange, but that is what is happening nowadays. Okay, so here the nature actually it gives us not bill, but it gives us reminder. It gives us reminder in the form of drought, in the form of pollution and deforestation, resource scarcity, etc. So today we have come to the heart of the topic, that is natural resources. So let's see how we can define natural resources. So it is very simple, students. Anything, any substance, any material which exists in our environment and which can be used for our economic gain, it is called as natural resource. And every day we are surrounded by these natural resources. For example, you take trees, which gives us oxygen, the water, which keeps us alive, the sunlight, which gives us energy, and also the minerals and fuels, they power the world. Starting from a paper of your notebook to the electricity which lights your rooms, they all come from natural resources. So today we will see the types of natural resources. We have two types of natural resources. One is called as renewable natural resources, another one is called as non-renewable natural resources. So this classification is mainly based on how quickly the resources are replenished. So more we will see today on renewable natural resources. So the renewable natural resources are the one which can be replenished in a short period of time. So the example of renewable natural resources are like sunlight, wind, forest, etc. So we will see one by one in detail. So first let us start with the sunlight. So take sunlight. So today we are using the sun energy, and it is not that it is gone. Tomorrow again the sun will come, it will shine, and we can again use the energy. So it's a renewable source of energy. Not only that, this is the cleanest form of renewable natural source, and also it is abundant in nature. This energy can be converted into various other forms, like you can convert it into thermal energy, you can convert it into electrical energy, and then it can be having several applications. We also use it for various purposes. For example, the solar pumps, which is used mainly to pump the water into the fields. Similarly, we have solar water heaters on the rooftops for electricity. We have solar panels. We also can use for street lighting solar power. In our college gates also we are having this street lights which are getting energy from the solar energy. It's a small contribution, but still it will show that we have some contribution towards our sustainability. We also have solar cookers for cooking purpose. So in various ways the solar energy can be used, and it is very essential for us. But there are also sometimes some issues associated with this solar energy establishment. For example, the initial cost will be very high, and it requires large area, and also to store this energy it is very costly, and this also weather dependent, mainly like if it is a rainy day or if it is a cloudy day, then the solar energy will be affected. The next resource is our precious water. You all know that how important water is for us, and this precious water resource, it we can replenish by a natural process called as water cycle. For example, when there are hot climates, so under such climates the water becomes water vapor from the water bodies like rivers, oceans, etc., and then it goes up high into the atmosphere where it get condenses and it forms clouds, and again with the help of rain by precipitation method it will come back to our earth surfaces. So it is replenished. So this is the cycle by which the water can be again regenerated, and we use this water starting from drinking, cooking, bathing, and for our fields and so many other purposes. This water resource, it can be used as several applications, like we can use it in industries, in agriculture, and also it can be used for generation of electricity. But there is a fact about this water. 3/4 of our earth's surface, it is covered by water, but the water which is fresh, that is the fresh water availability, is only 2.7. But in that 2.7, the 2% of water is locked. That means in the form of ice caps, glaciers, it is not available for human use. Only 0.7% of water is available for human use. Isn't it strange? So that small amount what is available, we are using it and using it. That means we are overusing it, because our population is increasing exponentially, and because of that exponential increase in population, we can see that the demand for food and the demand for other things are increasing. So a lot of agriculture, lot of industries are established, and for that lot of water is used. Not only that, the water which is available also getting polluted because of the sewage and industrial discharges, and also some chemicals from the agriculture, like pesticides, insecticides. So they are also along with water, it is mixing up and it is polluting the water bodies. The groundwater also is getting depleted. So because of this, we can see that some places the climate will be like it is drought, no rain, and some places heavy rains causing floods, and the glaciers, they are melting and they are also affecting the rivers, and whatever water we are sending to different places via pipelines, the management is so poor that some places so much of water will be leaking and it is also wasted. And also our rainwater harvesting systems, that also has to be established well in all the places. So next resource is our wind energy. The wind energy is the energy which will move the large huge windmills or wind turbine blades, and in that what happens is it will generate electricity, and that is the reason wind energy is very useful for producing energy. So this energy is the cleanest energy and freely available energy. So in this diagram, I just wanted to show you that how huge these windmills are. You can see in one of the picture here, the man is standing, and the size of the man you can see in the circle they have highlighted, that is a person is standing on the windmill, and you can see the size of the human and the windmill, how huge it is. So to establish it into large areas, we cannot bring the entire thing together, so it will be brought in parts. For example, in the right side figure you can see that there is a vehicle which is carrying a single blade for that windmill, and then this will be you can say that it will be again engineers will be there, and they will establish this, they will again build it, they will assemble it, and then they will use it. So it is so huge. So what happens is, for this much huge windmill blades to rotate, we require that much wind energy, and how it will rotate, that much electricity it will produce. So that energy is very much useful. It has lot of applications, like in energy generation can be used for water pumping to the fields, and also for battery charges at remote areas we can use it. In hybrid mode along with the solar energies also we can club this, and it can be also used. The problems associated with the wind energy is the wind is not constant, so the electricity generation also it varies. Its setup is also very high cost, and it needs a very large area to form wind farms, because the size of one windmill only we have seen it is so huge. So if you want to establish many, so you need to have a very huge area. It also generates lot of noise, and that may affect the bird population. And we have a resource which is very rich in biomass. It is containing around 80% of the biodiversity, that is forest. The forest is very useful because it gives us oxygen, it absorbs the carbon dioxide, and also it regulates the climate and rainfall. It prevents soil erosion and floods, and we get so many things like food, shelter, medicine, furniture, fuel, etc. Apart from all that, our biodiversity also is supported by forest, but we are over exploiting it, like we are using it for several purposes like furnitures, papers, for the fuel, and so many other purposes. Not only that, as population is increasing, the more cities are being developed. So to develop a new city we need some place, so they are using these forests. So forests, the trees are cut, roads are made, and because of that you can see so many trees will be cut down, which took many hundreds of years to grow. In one shot we are cutting them for the sake of creating cities or for the sake of making roads. And also because agriculture also we are cutting forest and we are using that area for agriculture, and in that way deforestation will happen. And sometimes we have seen that this forest fires also will happen naturally, and sometimes it can be human made also. All these reasons, the main loss of biodiversity will be seen, and it also leads to climate imbalance. So in today's session, we will summarize it. So we have learned what are natural resources, and we have seen the types of natural resources, renewable and non-renewable. And also we have seen some examples of renewable natural resources like sunlight, wind, energy, etc. And we have seen the uses and some associated problems. And I would like to tell you one last point before I end my session, that renewable energies can be replenished in short period of time, but sometimes temporarily they can become unavailable, and it is very difficult for them to reform. For example, take forest. If the forests are overused and they are cut down, then again to form the forest it may take millions of years, sometimes it may take decades. So students, the renewable resources, they are also not infinite. We have to use them very wisely. I thank you all for attending my session, and my upcoming session will be on non-renewable natural resource, and also what is a role of an individual in conservation of natural resource. Thank you.